looks like this is a magnificent grandfather clock, but has fallen victim to the fire.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is it okay to me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir?
They're unrelated to the case that I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but...
Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself, but for that reason...
That's quite enough, detective. There are still some burnt objects scattered on the floor.
Well, burnt things get burned when they become burnt things, you know?
No, because there is no way to prove that the burnt thing started out as a burnt thing. Find a source, obviously.
Was it a burnt thing or was it not? I have no idea what's what anymore, sir.
Yes, I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burnt out light bulb to comprehend. Oof.
Oh, because this is a natural treasure, can I ask you not to please touch it? I'm afraid that the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretariat.
Hold it! Hold it. But there's a possibility that it's related to the murder. Wouldn't you agree?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof.
I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Primordial statues Kane was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. It is, huh? Okay. Candle. The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. Oh, it's a ceiling fan?
A ceiling fan? What does one of those do?
Exactly what it sounds like it does. A fan that is installed on one ceiling.
Well, if I had one of these in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I sleep.
Technic gumption. In the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. Check the body. So our victim was the secretary of this embassy, I take it.
Manny Kojin, I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable.
The cause of death is a stab to the back of his neck. He was lax in watching his back.
We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. But if the fire had burnt a bit longer, it would have made identifying him as a hassle.
So Mr. Kojin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire? What in the world happened inside this room? Damn, they were lucky that it was burnt by the fire. It's the murder weapon. Is this the knife and the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's sharp shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound.
I suppose this means that we now know the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, sir. Huh? This thing's practically screaming artsy at me, too. Although it's also covering in blood, just like the last thing I said was artsy.
But the blade's handle is pristine. Not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the hand, I believe it was a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
Motif is wordy. It's a knife wound.
It's obviously what he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound.
Indeed. Manny Kojin. I've seen him before. He was the suspect in the KG8 incident. And I saw him talking to with the elder sister of the victim in that case, Mr. Callisto Yu. I wonder if there has been a connection between his murder and the KG8 incident. I'm hoping there's a connection between these two incidents, actually. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, it's the key! There appears to be something in his pocket.
Oh, it's the key.
This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago?
Nani? But that's...
Oh, 7 years ago. Oh! Oh, you mean that case where it was framed, sir?
Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kei's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Callisto Yu.
Nani? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed by the knife. Yeah!
You idiot.
You scruffy, at the very least try to remember the details of the crimes you were a suspect in.
Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
Oh, I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir.
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is the switchblade. You could swap it to a knife.
Oh ho, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick.
Damn. I knew it. It's the exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade.
I remember this as well. The vine motif, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade.
Mine, sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police marks on our IDs.
I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is undeveloped would be an understatement.
The real question is, why was the Babylonis Embassy's secretariat holding this, and why didn't they take it?
While we don't know how Mr. Kochi came to possess this key, we do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kodopian embassy.
That's right, Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer.
I believe this means that further research is required to count into the country of Kodopia.
Why don't you ask Embassy Paleno about what he knows? Suppose he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have.
I see. Is there anything else? A small personal safe.
This was Mr. Kochin's office. So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here.
Of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key.
No.
Sorry, but in interpose conducting its investigation beyond this point. I'm gonna swear to Miss Vonnegut. Is there reason why I'm being denied access?
As Superior Clay say, don't you dare let anyone near the site, you got it? Find enough if you examine the site, my spear would get really angry at me.
You know, Mr. Edge, I feel really bad for the guy. So why don't we do as he says?
Yes, I suppose we might as well.
That's some fireplace, you know? It really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think, sir? Oh, if these are a staple in Babley's house. And I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit, too.
In the middle of Christmas season, just how old are you, detective?
I think we can now ask, Paleno, no?
Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if I may ask about Kodopia.
Oh, Kodopia, alright. What would you like to talk about?
First, I'd like to ask you about this key.
What about this key?
Found it sticking out of Mr. Kochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct?
Upon closer inspection, it seems like this key is shaped like a butterfly.
That's not about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife.
Oh, how fascinating.
It's possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key.
In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used it to be part of the Kodopia.
Hold it! And how did you come to that conclusion?
As both Kodopian's natural symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy, back when we were still Kodopia. Ambassador Paleno. This key was stolen from the Kodopian embassy 7 years ago, by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really?
You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at the time.
I'm sorry, I can't believe much of help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babel became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then.
Mr. Cochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I think we're gonna have to connect some evidence together, though.
Alright.
Okay. Is it the lock safe? I might lose HP for this, but nope. I'm loading again. I'm gonna keep loading until we get a single answer right. Oh my god, this is gonna take a while. Investigation is hard work, you know? There we go. I was wondering about this. This is... I'm coughing right now, I'm sorry.
To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret that the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room?
Dirty secret? How... Huh?
Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence.
In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babalisa embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation.
Think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth.
The smuggling case.
Francisca, when we last talked, you said you were on the trail of the smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here right now is related to that.
Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from those various countries, this embassy rose to the very top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off.
This accounting document, what the fuck?
I can't even read that! Show me the details! It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about the details. However, it's enough for us to grab the tail of the beast, unfortunately. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Cadopia. Which means somewhere in the countries of Alabas, and Babbles is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring.
That's Francisca for you. She's amazing pursuing this case with all she has.
One of the countries is a ringleader. Would you mind not pointing that thing in my direction? It's very dangerous. Anyway, why are you showing it to me?
I have no particular reason.
Huh?
Whoops! Gawk! I guess I have a reason not to do that anymore.
If you have no reason, then don't you bring that dangerous object near me, do you understand? Gah.
Is she really that oblivious to the irony in that statement? She lets loose that dangerous whip of hers for no reason all the time.
I think we have to connect some evidence together now. Something bothered me, unfortunately, but I guess we're gonna have to connect shit. Nope. Yeah, I don't like losing my health on this, not gonna lie. That's why I'm gonna keep reloading. Because, like, any HP is very valuable in this game, so... Because you can literally lose everything. We don't know what the fuck you're doing.
locked safe, huh? We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it near the victim, Mr. Kochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps the key to this personal safe is in this office.
Oh, good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out.
It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket was for that specific safe, huh? It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here?
Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think that the Yatagarasu made off with it?
Everything, sir. No, detective, I believe, but all we need is a closer look. What is that? What is this here?
It looks like a ripped-off corner piece of paper, sir.
No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more like to me it's stuck in the safe.
Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. Well, I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck in the inside of a safe before.
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. Yeah, the safe is strange.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it's two compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, we need with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe. I say that there's an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment system.
Wait, nani?
I suppose that you are about correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. Here, however, it's what you say is correct. There is a second compartment. How do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe.
Oh?
I believe that spot is the keyhole to our second mystery lock.
The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are sure of yourself, show me how you deduce your answer.
Hey, there's a hole there, sir.
It's a little too oddly shaped for the latch hole.
Well, that's funny shape for a latch hole, huh?
It's
shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir?
Detective, I would hardly call that a shape of a star. There must be some reason for this hole.
There's gotta be some reason why this hole's weirdly shaped, you know?
Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so.
Maybe I'm overthinking things. No, there's no way I could ever do that. Ho ho.
Detective Gumshoe, please be quiet for a sec. You're frightening me.
Looks like there's a serious safe, but there's not a scrap of paper inside. Which reminds me that safe in your office is just as empty, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's merely a coincidence that both safes are empty, Detective.
We'll make sure that a triple coincidence because my piggy bank at home is empty too.
I don't think there's anything coincidental about that, Detective.
I think we have to deduce this with there's no way it's gonna be the butterfly thing.
Eureka!
Doesn't this shape the keyhole remind you of something, Francisca?
This shape, it does look very familiar. However, I believe it's just simply latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
Is that so? The person who used this safe. Mr. Kochin made sure that this safe had two compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think that someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out?
You can't be very serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of this safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying.
Huh?
And I will prove it to you right now. That the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
Objection!
Objection?
The Yatagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke.
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe. But the keyhole you're talking about is an entirely different shape of that of the key. All we gotta do is just switch the blade, no?
We discovered that this trick 7 years with it, we were able to corner Miss You. But who would have thought that to see this key again after all this time? Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu key was originally made to open Mr. Kochin's safe to the Kodopian Embassy. We conferred that effect by opening the door to his safe with it. Now let's take a quick look at the back end of this key. Looking at this knife portion head up, what do you see?
What are you talking about? Ah,
it's the same shape. It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. Well, viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of this knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous.
Because it looks like a knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and this key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Then it's even possible that I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe.
Oh, yes, sir. Opening it now, sir.
These items are... Oh.
It's a bunny funky shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art, huh?
You're in the way now. Move, Scruffy.
Oh, I didn't think I was in the way.
These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world.
I figured as much. But these are the hidden treasures of this section was to hide from you. I believe a more thorough investigation is required.
What are these things?
Prices of stolen around the world.
I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Ugh.
Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filled hands. Why, do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break?
Is it just me, or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? It's the document we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about.
Beats me, sir.
Well, we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective. Mr. Kochin's name is written here on the last page. I wonder if that's the significance of this document is. I think it's that one that we can deduce. Eureka! Take a good look at these documents, Francisca.
It says that here there are 3 pages in total, yet there's only 2 here.
Correct. Now, take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3?
Well, it certainly looks that way.
By putting our multi-puzzle part puzzle together, we seem to arrive at this answer. And it seems that you have now found what you're looking for.
And yes, with this, it has become very crystal clear that Mr. Kochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of the Babyliss ink.
Babyliss ink? Huh?
Babyliss ink is a special product of the Republic of Babel. However, due to a special reason, only limited volumes ever exported.
Huh? And that reason is?
That's very classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems like the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Kochin.
His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, make it the ideal conditions for which to run a smuggling operation.
It's so frustrating. I lost the person that was reading the judgment upon my whip of justice.
Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds.
You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested.
Francisca, you must know that Manny Kochin was the suspect in the KG-8 incident.
Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved.
Oh, we're missing something? Something we still gotta deduce? We found the key that the Yatagarasu misused stole 7 years ago.
Since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she came back to return it.
I don't think she's the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, Detective.
Okay, then what do you think, sir?
Callisto Yu. For what reason did she steal the key?
We don't know just yet, though. Is there anything else that stands out completely at all? Huh? What's this?
The ability to sword trick into one safe is really something.
Yeah, it's neat how the safe has 2 compartments. That's what it's really impressive, is that the other end of this key was another key that I totally hadn't noticed.
Wonder Mr. Coach was just paranoid if he had secrets of a great value.
Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil, but then when I went to erase something, it got all paranoid and I was gonna stab myself.
Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty.
Yes, sir.
I feel like I'm missing something, no? Something is wrong here. What am I missing? We don't have anything that is there anything I'm really missing?
Hey, it's another butterfly.
Why didn't I not see this? I believe it's the symbol of the Republic of Babel. Drawn this big on the wall that you have missing. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The real reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country.
May you want to detect it, but however, I yet to see the fruits of your desire.
You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
Now we got these two. There we go. The design of the knife's handle. It greatly resembles a special babbly species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here. This knife is property of the Republic of Babel. Perhaps this means that the knife was used in the crime that was found right in this room. Woo! With no health to spare, are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one who could be. Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu K. Faraday. You're under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Hold it!
Hold it! I'd like for you to help me reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you how foolish your claims are. Let's duel! Testimony, YRSK. Union for Police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated Babbly's embassy tonight. Eels eyes and confusions caused by the fire. Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than Dad and her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she's the Yatagarasu. Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. Look how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu. Very well then. Then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Damn, look at smug look on her face.
Hold it!
They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu that committed murder eluded us. Of course I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Babbly's embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. Gah! In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight.
Hold it!
The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire? A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area have claimed to see that person start the fire. It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst.
Yeah.
In a way, he could be considered a phantom wit, the way he randomly appears.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she's the killer.
No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a calling card saying, "I'll be there to steal your dirty secret." And furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Kochin for the key.
I see. Her logic is very sound, expecting nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need.
I don't think she knows the key at all. Hold it!
So you're claiming that the K knew the foreign country embassy had such documents.
As stated in the calling card, the Yatagarasu was out to steal a dirty secret, which means that the goal tonight was to steal those smuggling activity documents. You have it all wrong. It was fake that sent that card. Your words are meaningless. You are truly innocent and see some proof. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I leave it to you to handle this.
Yes, I'd rather you did. The Yatagarasu's go, huh?
You claim that she's innocent, but you can't change the facts I've already outlined.
Hold it!
I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default.
No, but if you saw the stuff before the Yatagarasu standing in front of the body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself?
Even so, I still listen to what the person had to say before I pass judgment.
Huh, are you talking about yourself in those times when you were under suspicion? Remember that case?
I think that pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience.
That case.
I personally know the feeling really well, sir. I was a victim in that case 7 years ago for some reason.
Given my situation, I know exactly what it's like too, sir. I'm fine with the never experiencing it, ever. Are you done with your little group conference?
So Agent Shih-na suspects Kei of murders, simply because Kei is the Yatagarasu. But if I can prove that the Yatagarasu's goal is not related to the murder, I'm able to begin to reason with her.
I think it's pretty obvious what it is. I think the big problem is that she's really committed to thinking it's Kei. I don't think she knows the key.
Objection!
Agent Shih-na, I regret to inform you, but there's a flaw in your logic.
Oh?
Even if you claim that she is the killer, the Yatagarasu, I'm certain that securing the slugging documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kochin's body. And furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid to leave without the documents.
Oh, she's sweating.
And by the simple fact that the documents are still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all.
Hold it. And perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Kochin had the key on him. Jesus Christ, she's sweating so much for some reason.
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known the fact.
Need reason? All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Huh? Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Kochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
We have no definitive proof that it was Kei who committed the act.
Actually, I do. Oh? You got another statement? I saw her holding the knife she used to the victim in my own eyes.
Wait, what?
This is completely new. Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put away behind bars. Knife in the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. Knife with the butterfly handle is a murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack she used on the victim. The knife is part of the special 3-piece set, which I also designed like no other. Evidence and testimony it all points out to the girl there's no other counter-argument.
Gah! That is your definitive evidence? What the fuck?
You see now that she's definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear.
And you came here because you were chasing this suspicious person?
Yeah, that's right. I ran to his office only because I was chasing after that person. Well, when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Ah! Who's there? This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her.
The object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon.
I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in the black coat who came to this room before me, it doesn't help that she's wearing gloves too. He continued to insist that there was such a person. If there was, where did they go? That, I don't know. But I know they came in here. That sounds like they're just desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't.
Kay, don't worry about it. I got this. If you didn't do it, there must exist a way for me to prove that.
Still not giving up, I say. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can.
Don't worry, I can and I will, because I've done this too many times.
Hold it!
Does this mean that you have already heard the results back?
They have confirmed that the shape of the Babyliss knife's blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics teams with your own.
Objection!
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force.
Fucking our police force is kinda memeish, don't you think, Edgeworth?
And so we're clear. I hardly say your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit.
If you can prove me wrong, then please, by all means, go ahead.
This has been my intention all along. Then let us return to your testimony.
Hold it!
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes?
I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. And when I heard that this girl screamed from this room, I rushed over straight away. And when I arrived, I saw this girl standing here with motionless with the knife in her hands. I already told you, I only came here because I was also after Yatagarasu. The suspicious person I saw came to this room. But when I entered, it was already pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights, and then...
You found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet.
How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect. We can trust the fact that she literally hasn't touched the weapon at all.
The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it?
That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol in the scene of the crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that could prove me innocent?
I think I do, but there's one piece of evidence I find a bit interesting. You're gonna need to carefully examine the piece of evidence again.
I'm gonna have to check myself, too.
I ask that you please refrain from speculation.
It's a sound of a hypothesis derived from the evidence. There's no room for debate.
Gah.
Miles Edgeworth, you know that an ungraceful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate. Now rebut her hypothesis with a factual logic. Otherwise, what was your investigation for?
Yes, you are correct. Thank you.
Helping a subordinate out with advice is the job of any good superior.
She can be rather enjoying herself, but she is rather collect nonetheless. Agent Shih-na, please continue with your testimony.
Hold it!
About the 3-piece set, is there really no other like it, though?
Let's ask Ambassador Palena for more details, shall we?
Oh, the knives are indeed very special. They have the butterfly of the symbol of the Republic of Babel engraved on them. And there are only 3 of them in the world, so they're very, very valuable.
National symbol, huh? Well, the knives are covered in the butterfly design.
Along with the alabaster set of our respective countries only have 3 knives each.
I see.
Are you satisfied now? Let's continue.
Hold it!
Well, no, I believe there's still room for debate, and I'll thank you not to decide that for me.
I didn't decide anything for you. I'm merely looking at the reality it is.
Objection!
Are you sure you're not just viewing the facts through rose-colored glasses?
These glasses are so stupid. Mr. Edgeworth, I think she's just mad at you.
Perhaps. Our definitions of reality are a tad different.
Are the 2 of you done chatting?
Agent Shih-na's proof is the Babbly's knife that Kay was allegedly holding.
Yeah, so, how are you going to prove that Kay didn't do it, sir?
Agent Shih-na wants to suspect Kay mainly because she was the only one here. And I must show with evidence that Kay didn't commit the murder.
Oh, but you have such evidence, sir.
Yes, there's only one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me. I believe it's the only duty to point out to Shih-na. There's a lot of skill detailing in this handle. It appears that the handle on this knife is removable.
Yes, so people can change it whenever they feel like. It sounds like fun, sir.
I don't think people will remove the handle just for the sake of fun, detective. So this is what took Maddie Cochin's life. Someone's blood is still stuck in the blade.
Well, I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my days. The knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear.
Yes, unlike guns, this one's weapons where you likely find the victim's blood on it.
I'm losing my voice, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but just like how this one particularly drenched in it, huh, sir?
Despite that, it looks like some of the blood managed to miss the handle somehow.
Jesus Christ. Alright, let me, maybe we can present the knife in this statement. Yeah.
Objection!
Oh, I was right. Easy.
So the murder weapon was a knife with the butterfly design on it. Is that really the truth?
What are you getting at?
I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is a blood on the blade, and yet there's not a single speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, the different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had his handle switch and was in fact not the real murder weapon.
It wasn't the real murder weapon.
This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? We can switchblade it. As you can see, the Babbly's knife has now been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create an illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife.
Well, she had her life whiffing for a second.
You should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay.
Swap the real weapon's handle. The blade is yet to be found. Your argument isn't airtight yet.
How so?
It's possible. that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be so ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing?
I don't care what to know how a criminal thinks. The way they review the world's beyond the world of comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Objection!
I object. Heh. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You have come to see that Kay is not, and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. There's quite a bit of blood on Cochin on display. Thanks to being a prosecutor, I guess I'll become accustomed to seeing blood. But this is not what is important right now.
What is this mark here?
It's the mark of the flower. I assume you know what this means.
No, not really. But butterflies on this rest on the flowers on all the time drink to the... It means like it could have been the other embassy, no?
And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? And the answer is clearly not a chance. Now prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this.
Do I present the Yatagarasu's key?
Take that!
Be sure to make everything clear to you.
I can't quite figure out what you're trying to prove with that.
That is...
If you're uncertain, I demand you try again.
Yes, exactly that was what I was about to do. It would appear that this piece of evidence was not sufficient enough. I should think this over once again and calmly and rationally. Flower and the mark engraved into the blade. Butterfly in the handle. There must be something that can put these two symbols on the correct context for us.
I guess. I know this is a stretch. Could it just be like the two different embassies?
Take that!
You can't be serious.
It appears that you made the connection. The flower on display is designed after a certain country's natural symbol. That's right, the Kingdom Alabast. In other words, displayed is from one of Alabast's ornamental knives.
Ah.
The music.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
This is part of the knife's handle. Has Babel's national symbol and the butterfly on it. And therefore is undeniably Babelese in origin. As we both know that you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Shih-na?
After the fire had broken out.
That's right. Kay entered the Babelese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to Alabasta inside the building before that. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay can have not transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Ugh.
Well, way to go, Edgeworth, sir. What a great victory.
We're not in the clear just yet.
Oh, why is everyone just so quiet all of a sudden?
Maybe we got this far with Clayton and cleared Kay's name, but what worries me now is what will happen next.
What is the meaning of this? The Alabastian knife here?
Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babel? It just didn't find its way over, rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're standing around. Thinking while you're on the run now, that's the way the real great thief operates.
Okay.
Well, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me I'm innocent, I mean. You believed me in me the whole time, right? Then tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Haha, come on, you don't have to be so shy about it.
Oh?
Your argument is still not airtight.
Would you care to elaborate?
I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there's still a possibility that she is still the Yatagarasu. That again? Look how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real you or fake, it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
How? What? We were alerted about the fire.
Objection!
I object. Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing as arson?
The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu and that in itself is the most elegant proof. Miss Shih-na. Yes, I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I'm the great thief Yatagarasu. I refuse to allow some impostor to claim that name as their own. Path of justice that my father pointed me towards. I will walk it because it's the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Shih-na. Let me share something with you too as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll just steal them from you next time. Huh? Okay. Well, that's something to get under her skin. Well, I guess we better get going. Going? To where? To the King of Alabasta, of course. If we don't go, we don't know for sure, right? Suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. Let's see where the Alabastian knife came from. We'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Whoops. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Understood.
Na na na. Ba ba da 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 da. There we go. Then this is gonna be a long ass case. This is only the first part of many parts. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. I'll see you guys all next time.